I return. And hello, Professor. I missed your message just before the break. I hope that you are still here. It is nice to see you. And, the game is going okay, although I died. But, I have definitely had better days. Anyway, here we are, back at the funging station. Fudging station. A bandaged funger. One of the funging workers is watching your crew, and watching the clattery air especially. What does he want? Tea with the factor. The poor fellow needs the company, and he can spare an hour away from his schedule. Explore Demo Island. Close crowded thickets of bulgus and scilly. The Iron and Misery Company fells them daily, but they grow back almost as fast. Accept a volunteer. One of the company's bulgus fellers has negotiated an early release from her contract. It's the sproutlings, she tells you, her face pleading. I keep picking them out of me porridge, and me air, and me eyes. Take me away. I'm a good worker. Compile a port report. The Admiralty likes to keep an eye on Iron and Misery's activities. Gather supplies. Some of the island's fungus is good to eat. Some is poisonous, hallucinogenic, or mischievous. Good luck. A matter of luck. It could go either way. That has a 60% chance. Well, let's start with the port report, as I usually do. The business of spores. Of course, I&M's activities here don't seem that interesting. Nevertheless, record what you can. One port report belonging to me, and, English is a language that doesn't exist. Okay, let's talk to the bandage funger. Whispered confidences. The tomb colonist draws you a little way away from the clattery air. Don't tell her you met me, he says in a hoarse rasp. Her mother cut my voice. Hoped to fix it so I wouldn't be able to look for my daughter. So I wouldn't want to. He wheezes. Didn't work. Operations never completely effective. Need to know my daughter's well, happy, finding enough patients, getting enough to eat, and so forth. In exchange for the simplest news, he explains himself. I'm her father, he says. Ordinary engineer, not the sort of parent she would want. If you wish to tell the heir about this encounter, you can do so by speaking with her. I now have one familiar with the clattery heir's father. Let's gather supplies. Unlucky. Too bad. A fug of dread. The spores lie thick on your face. They coat your tongues. One crewman begins to whimper. Oh Christ, he says. They've reached my heart. I think I'll be harvest yet. Harvest yet. You have to drag him back to the ship before he's calm again. Gain 5 terror. Well, that was weird. Let's take tea with the factor. An interlude. You sit on the veranda of the factor's house, looking out over the fungal jungle, an expanse of green and sour gold. The air is thick with hovering spores. The scones are stale. Even the tea has a hint of mildew. But the factor is good company. He shares odd stories about the ice and roses of Irem, the monstrosities of the Sea of Lilies, and a little restaurant in Venderbite where he enjoyed the most extraordinary seafood. Venderbite, I know. I'd never met a tomb colonist who could cook, but you must visit the place. Do you know it? He also has a load of bulgus frond carted aboard your ship. He waves away your thanks. I've eaten so much of the stuff I fear I might be transformed entirely into fungus. He leans confidentially towards you. It happens, you know. but one does have to eat rather a lot of it first. Lost 2 terror, gained 2 fragment, 1 supply, some sort of attack that Demiser is experiencing, and I've been told of an exceptionally fine restaurant in Venderbite. Fine, one more time for you, Demiser, but only one. Some of the island's fungus is good to eat. Some is poisonous, hallucinogenic, or mischievous. I was fortunate. Gained 1 supply, gained 2 terror. I'm not sure that was worth the terror, but fine. Okay, and as we have gotten used to doing, there seem to be a whole bunch of little islands around here. I should be finding the Corsair's forest, shouldn't I? Maybe if I try a little more east of here. Let's go around over the top. That is a landmass I do not wish to actually go into. The Bonnie Reefs. Oh, they're in a very different spot this time. My goodness, they were so much further south in the previous life. The question is Shepherd's Rest always in the same general location to the Bonnie Reefs? Oh, the Salt Lions. Well, definitely not west, but oh, there they are. There they are. The Salt Lions. Still not what I was looking for, but... Ah, yes. Have a good night, Floppy, and pleasant dreams. By which I mean, don't think about this game too hard as you're trying to sleep. The Salt Lions, 2 basalt beasts, cathedral-sized. They frown eternally at each other across the black waves. The north one carries an encampment. Creeping human figures eat away at its features like rot. Pick, pick, picking. There's a supply dock below. Alright, visit the Unmakers. Muscular pick-wielders rest on camp stools, watching you approach, passing hip-blasts around. An unctuous overseer beckons you to sit. Sure, if you want to. I mean, the engineer is pretty cute, too. Well, not the engineer. The gunner is pretty cute, too. I sense that there's some sort of pun coming. Yep, that's a pun, all right. Well, good luck with that then, Loppy. Sleep well. Carry Sphinx Stone to London. The Unmakers are here to reduce the salt lines to rubble one block at a time. Help them in their work by carrying the rubble back to London. Need a deposit in 20 units of spare cargo space. Salt's rights. The face of the Northern Sphinx is all but gone. Lost faces are sacred to Salt, they say. You are drawn there. To what end? Salt's voice is distant, but clear. Compile a port report. Time, basalt, dissolution. Well, as usual, we're going to start with the port report, because I never want to forget to do that. Notes for the Admiralty. Record the activities of the Unmakers, such as they are. Rite of Stone and Silence. That is one port report. Here's a question. How much hold space do I currently have? Not enough. If I hadn't bought the candles, I would have enough. That's a pity. But I'm not going to throw fuel or food supplies overboard for the sake of the lions. You know what? Let's do Salt's rights then. The face of the Northern Sphinx is all but gone. Into the Z. Dive from the Sphinx's face, down, a clean arc into the Z's chilly darkness. Float there in the quiet until your lungs are bursting, until light blooms behind your eyes. Rise gasping to the prickle of false stars, the shocked faces of your crew. You've brought something with you. I have gained 7 terror because that is what I do in my lives. I no longer have the attention of Salt, but I have an extraordinary implication, which I believe somebody in the rose market was going to pay very handsomely for indeed, if I remember correctly. Can I remember what happened an hour ago? Is that possible? I don't know. It is a pity that I don't have enough spare cargo space, but I guess my heart will go on. Okay, so the Salt Lions are in an extremely different place from where they were before. I did not expect them to be so close to the Bonny Reefs. I guess I will kind of head my way back towards London through the parts that I haven't explored yet, and hope that I maybe hit the Corsair's forest on the way. Whoa, no, not dealing with the big crab. No, don't come this way. That's right, just keep going that way. Far, far away. Still no luck finding the Corsair's forest, though. I know it's gotta be around here somewhere. I do not seem to be having much luck finding the Corsair's forest. Interesting. What's this? A light ship far from home. Its clear, bright beam warms the way. Speak to the crew. They long for news of home. Purchase fuel. They have a little spare, but it's twice the usual price. Well, let's... You know what, let's give them our recent news. Let's do that. Tea beneath the light. In the bleaching glare of the lens, among the smells of oil and metal, you sip tea and chat. The Z's terror recedes. I've lost 1 recent news, lost 5 terror, now I'm just nervous, and I've gotten a Z story. Aha! Now when I find, what was it, Wither? I can pay for the salt stuff. Excellent. That is beautiful. That's perfect. Well, I don't want to see foes. I'm going to nudge a little bit southwards here. That seems to be a lighthouse. That's definitely a lighthouse. Patrick's Lot. Okay. We have found Corsair's forest. We know the direction to go next time. However, with only 6 fuel, I'm not going to attempt to fully explore the Corsair's forest. I'm in fact going to turn around and head back towards London. And away from that dude. We're going to attempt a sneak. It appears to be working this time. Quaker's Haven. Hey, didn't this have a port? It does. Mutton Island, fires on the hillside, Quaker's Haven. Once this simple fishing village was part of the London suburbs before London fell and the waters rushed in. Smoke spirals from cottage chimneys. A lonely hill rises behind town. Can get drinks at the Cock and Magpie. There's only one public house on the island. The Cock and Magpie is famed for its local cider and, of course, the Z food. Can explore the shore, wander a little ways along the shore. Pick up a wretched mog. Row, row. A yellow-eyed, mangy, piebald thing winds around your ankles like a manacle chain. You've never seen a cat's mouth open that wide. Presumably, it's hungry. This is a mascot. 3 supplies. Dang. You know, I'm gonna stick with the mushroom thing. Chat to the fishermen. They sail the Z around the island. They mend their nets by the harbor. They see all that happens here, but you'll need coin to open their mouths. Visit the hilltop above town. There's not much wind on the Untersee, but Mutton Island suffers eerie gusts and buffets from an inexplicably local fragment of weather, and the air on the hilltop sometimes carries interesting scents. Good evening, Raidening Bird. Welcome. that's, let's see, where was I? That was a low-risk challenge, which has an 83% chance of success. Interesting. Buy supplies from a dockside stall. A rosy-nosed merchant is well stocked with crates of mushrooms and dried fish, the best you can do here. Or buy fuel from a dockside stall. A woman with soot-stained lips has crates of coal to sell. Still, lips. Has she been eating it? I believe that yes, it would be counted as a difficult game. I'm having fun just sailing around in circles, in all honesty. I mean, the death counter disagrees with my assessment, but let's see. I think it's Chat to the Fisherman that generates the port report. Yes. So, let's offer an echo and get a port report. Little ships and little secrets. Pirates plying the waves. Smugglers at their work. Khanate ships putting in to resupply. Nothing dramatic, but enough to interest the Admiralty. For the cost of one echo, I now have a port report. Life is good. Not getting the cat, because that is just too expensive. Let's try visiting the Hilltop. Let's do that. Peace. You stand on the cliff top, looking over the island's village. Smoke from the chimneys of the Cock and Magpie drifts straight upwards. There's not a breeze to ruffle your hair, nor to lift your collar. Below you, a young woman carries what could be real flowers, handing them out with a curtsy to everyone she meets. That was a failure. Interesting. But I lost one terror, so I'm not going to complain about the fail. I think I have enough to make it back to London from here. It's a very short hop. Let's do it. If I stick close to shore, I should find London pretty easily. Oh, it's a baby crab. I don't want to deal with you, baby crab. Honestly, what's it doing so close to shore is what I'd like to know. Thankfully, the babies are slower than my ship. And here's London, which is what I wanted. Things are in very different places this life than the previous one. I'm impressed by just how far different they are. We have returned to London in approximately the same number of pieces as when we left. Let's collect our messages from the Harbour Master. Someone wants to sign on. Something has changed underneath. I have another day of free evening, and the Rose Market has not changed. Okay, so let's start by going to the Admiralty, I believe. Visit the Admiralty Survey Office. We'll tell them about all the new places that we've been. Like the Salt Lions. The Bazaar has always taken an interest in that place. 20 echo, 1 fuel. given away the port report, have a total of 3 favor, and I have surveyed the salt lions. Quaker's Haven, been trying the original rubbery lumps, have we? That's 5 echo, a fuel. My visit has been confirmed. And I have 4 favors now, ha ha ha. Demo Islands, you've been to Demo's Gate. 20 echo, a fuel. Excellent. More favor. My visit's being confirmed. And let's talk to the Admiral. No appointment, but apparently I'll show you in anyway. Very well. You're ushered into his office off Mansion's pyre, a cramped room with a vast desk. He surveys you across that desk. Ah yes, the merchant captain of whom we hear such complicated things. The Admiral will purchase intelligence from you. I can spend favor to buy fuel, which I'm not going to do right now. There's vital intelligence, which I don't have. Port reports, which I've already turned in. Submit a chart. Speak of moves in the great game. Both of these things I do not have. Discover the Admiral's desires. Turn in a shipment of red honey. Or return to the docks. Oh, what are the Admiral's desires? Information. Visit a port and will be interested in the port report. Visit places of particular interest and will be interested in the strategic information you gain thereby. We will pay you well, don't worry. We understand you can't be expected to act entirely for the love of the Empire. His lip curls. What's left of it? Well, we have made the acquaintance of the Admiral. We don't actually have anything else, so back to the docks. The Admiral's room is dark and stuffy. You need sea air. And I believe I had something for the Rose Market, so let's go there. And there we go. Madame Shoshana is seeking an extraordinary implication. The fortune teller, under her many scarves, sips tea in a quiet corner of the market. She'll pay well for something portentous. So we're going to sell her our extraordinary implication. Great and terrible. Shoshana holds a mirror over her pot of tea. The steam fogs the glass. As is market tradition, you write your information into the condensation with a finger. When you have finished, there is a rustling beneath her scarves. A wrinkled hand emerges from the silk and places a fat envelope next to the teapot. For the knowledge and your silence. Gained 375 echo for selling that extraordinary implication to the fortune teller. And the Rose Market has concluded. It will refresh next time I go away from London and come back again. Okay, so I don't know that we have anything for the Alarming Scholar, but let's check in with them anyway. I'm not selling them my Z story because I need it for buying something else. So that is moving onwards. A new recruit awaits my attention. Sure, let's have a look. Who awaits my attention? Someone wants to sign on. On later visits, different officers will sometimes be available. If there's more than one choice, you can choose one per visit. I can engage an officer, the brisk campaigner. Hoy, you need a real physician, none of your surgeons, but I like the clattery air. The brisk campaigner is a skilled doctor who increases hearts and iron, which I already have, so too bad, sorry. Engage an officer, the haunted doctor. Please, I must leave this place. I can work my passage. I'm a doctor. The haunted doctor increases hearts and pages. But once again, I already have a doctor. I've already started in on her story. I'm just going to stick with this. Or I can engage a sailor. What desperate desire has led this one to sign on? Who cares? They're keen. Consequently, they're cheap. I don't need a sailor either. We're all good. Perhaps not, then. All right, the merchant venturer. Let's see what he has to say this time around. An urchin tugs your sleeve. Governor wants a word. A brooding figure waits at the lamplight's edge. Speak to the merchant venturer. I have need of a reliable agent. Failing that, an inventive one. Here are my requirements. Now, in each life, this guy has asked for something different, so let's see what he wants this time. An opportunity for profit. He has very specific needs, but he'll pay much better than market rates, and he won't ask how you came by these things. An occurrence. Your objective, the venturer's venture quality, is now 1, a dream and a scheme. The venturer has a request. Speak to him further, or check your journal. I will need your help. If he has made 2 requests, you can fulfill either one. Something romantic and approved. They publish this stuff in the Khanate to the east, but they don't trade readily, and there's a customs duty on love stories. Still, I'll pay 1,000 echoes for the 7. Something romantic and smuggled. They publish this stuff in the Khanate to the east. It may be difficult. They don't trade readily, and the bazaar taxes love stories. I'll pay 1,000 echoes for the 7. Something silky. I'll offer you a better price than you'll get in Wolfstack. Much better. 1,500 echoes for the lot. You'll find silk in Saviour's Rocks, far to the east, or in the Khanate, near the Z's heart. Oh, I've been repeatedly risking my life, definitely. Okay, so Saviour's Rocks. Do I have Saviour's Rocks on my list? I do. I have it as far to the east, which is exactly what that says. So, nothing new for the list this time around. Financial solvents. Yes, financial solvency is eternal if you keep picking the thing where you get half of your predecessor's money, at least. So he wants 21 bolts of spider silk. Oh my goodness, that is a lot. Well, I don't have any of those, so my lodgings, where I will read the morning papers to get the news. The Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its tax on love stories. The traitor empress has forbidden singing in the street outside her palace. The anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallbladder wasps. I've lost 1 terror, gained a recent news, and still have the same number of fragments as I did before. What is left in London? I don't need to hire on more crew. I could carouse in Wolfstack docks with an 80% chance of success, which is a thing I could definitely afford. Sure, let's try it. Let's go carousing. There's no danger here. Try to enjoy yourself. This will reduce your terror. You might run into trouble or romance. A marvelous night out. Sea shanties, fine food, and the warmth of a pub fire, and something more. Lost 5 terror. Lost 10 echo. Gained a recent news again. I can only have one of those at a time, though, so that's a bit of a waste. And I've lost another day of free evening, alas. That night in Wolfstack, you find yourself sharing a table with, oh, a likely lass. She tipsily claims to be a spy. Whatever she is, she's easy to like, and when the evening ends, you're still together. A dapper chap, an elegant fellow with a Presbyterian accent and an unexpectedly delighted laugh. By the evening end, it seems natural that he should accompany you home. Someone whose name you do not afterwards recall. Your only love is the Z. You'll take comfort where you find it, but that's all it is. Well, last time I went with a likely lass, so this time I'm gonna go with the dapper chap. An interlude. The next morning he gives you a golden locket. Don't lose it, he says with a grin. Then he grows suddenly grave. Truly, don't lose it. I'm now at Terror 27. I've been downgraded to Nervous, and I have a locket with a picture of a dapper chap in it. I could repair the ship, but I'm going to wait until it's more damaged because life on the edge, that's me. However, definitely going to buy some more fuel and supplies. This is low, and I want to go to the Corsair's forest. So, you know what? A couple more fuel just in case. Actually, come to think of it, can I afford a better ship? I cannot. I kind of like the description on this Forked-class corvette, though. Small, swift, and formidable, like a very angry vole. I think I'd kind of like to save up for that one. I rather like it. I don't, the merchant cruiser, of course, would carry a massive amount of stuff, but it says right there that it's ponderous, which means it's slow. Maenad-class frigate. The backbone of the Royal Navy, back when the Navy had a backbone. What is there to recommend this ship? Oh wait, show detailed information. Haha! 450 points on the hull! Whoa! That's a lot! It takes away from the Veils, though. Take a shipyard and the vendor bite next time. Oh! Well, I'm not going to be able to afford a decent ship anytime soon. I'm just like this, I like the idea of having a ship that is like a small, angry, very angry vole. With 200 points on the hull, that's, I like that. So, perhaps attempting to save up for that, but obviously I can't afford anything now. Okay. Let us head out, I guess. We're going to head to where the Corsair's forest is this time, which is way further south than I expected. Oh, and the fog bank moved while I was in port. That's nice. Showing off, deking between these two islands here. Am I going the right way? Kinda. Oh, what do we have here? Don't lose it. You stand on the bridge with the dapper chap's locket in your hand. Keep it. It's a risk for both of you. Shore-bound lovers grow lonely, and Z captains die young. Or throw it away. With enough time and effort, you could break his heart, or he yours. Well, he's nice to look at, so I'm gonna keep it and look at it. Close your hand over the locket. The Z air is cold, but the heat of your blood has warmed the metal of the locket. Keep it close. I have lost one terror, I have a sweetheart in London, and for now my affair with my officer is forgotten. It's a good thing Loppy went to bed before this happened. Am I going the right way? I think I'm going the right way. Yes, there's the light from the lighthouse. I am indeed going the correct direction. No pirates. I know I'm going to where the pirates are, and all sorts of things, and we'll probably lose a crew member again because I did every single time. But and I have discovered Guider's Morn. It's right here. Oh wow, that's very handy. Oh, look at how close it was. I stocked up so high on fuel because I thought it would be further in. The Morn is a stalagmite vast as a crag, and its foot has no safe harbors. The Corsair's citadel nestles halfway up. An intricate system of winches takes the strain, and your ship slowly rises from the Z. Her hull creaks in protest. Grizzled sailors groan and cling to stanchions. Higher, higher. Now the Untersee shimmers like glass below. Children clambering in crevices cheer and wave alarmingly. The winch motor slows, and you hang in a cradle next to a red-bowed pirate cutter. Oh boy! He wants to go to another place after this. Drop off the august travel writer. Here's your payment, Captain. I'll be back by the evening bell. We'll discuss my next destination then. Oh, will we? An evening at the Errant Limpet, a drinking den by the dock cradles, is a good place for your crew to find companionship and let off steam, but although Guider's Morn is a free port, the Corsairs prefer their own and look askance at respectable Londoners. Since when am I respectable? Give me a break, come on. Explore the Morn. There's a surprising quantity of actual landscape on the Morn. It's vertical, admittedly, but once you find the beast paths and urchin roads, you can traverse it as you would a rocky moor, with an initial throatful of lurching terror. Pay the loitering docker for his strategic information. Admiralty sent you? Price has gone up. It's not safe here. You'll pay the difference, won't you? Refuse to pay for the information. You're a rough cove. Come on, this is me living in me life. Introduce Blemigans to the Morn. So many nooks, so many crannies, so many villains. It seems only appropriate. I don't have any, but that sounds like an awesome plan. Collect your ill-gotten gains. Have you been sending stolen ships to Corsair's forest? Overhear rumors of a pirate poet. Landlubbers fear pirates. Pirates fear the poet. Gather intelligence. Guiders mourn swarms with pirates, smugglers, and captains of uncertain allegiance. You could learn a lot here, but you'll need to go carefully. That's a modest challenge with a 61% chance of success. This is the thing that got my that made me lose a crewmate every time I came here. I am going to do it. But first, drop off the travel writer. By the evening bell, the travel writer sets across the planks with good speed, his briefcase in his hand. It seems heavy, although he claimed it held only documents and writing equipment for an interview with a pirate king. The day passes relatively peacefully. There are brawls, but in good fun, the blood washed away with celebratory beer. By night, the boisterous cheer has given way to whispers about an uncommonly brutal murder executed within an experimental shipyard. They say you couldn't enter the yard without stepping in the victim. The travel writer returns. He greets you with a curt nod as he boards your ship. I am carrying an assassin. I have gained 150 echo and a second request. How many contracts does he have? The august travel writer flips through his notebook while on your deck. Awful thing, that murder. Commonplace here, I suppose. Fortunately, my interview is illuminating, and my business on the Mourne is complete. We can depart. I've another port to visit, if you'd care for another 150 echoes. As long as he doesn't get caught, I am okay with this. Where does he want to go? A next chapter. Splendid! The travel writer snaps his journal shut like a trap. The Crimean Canal next, I think. I know where that is! That's one of the places that doesn't move. That's very handy. Okay, let's pay the loitering docker for his strategic information. Because I can afford it. A grin. You're a generous soul. You'll have your reward the other side of the river one day. And here's a little reward for now. Good sailing to ye. The report is barely legible. Perhaps that's part of the code. The Admiralty will know. I have strategic information. Ha-ha. Okay. Let's get another crew member knifed. Guiders mourn swarms with pirates, smugglers, and captains of uncertain allegiance. You could learn a lot here, but I'll need to go carefully. In caution, a steaming bathhouse on a spur of rock. Water slops over the edge of tubs, out over the edge to join the Z far below. Scarred captains boast drunkenly of the prizes they've taken and the victims they have marked out. You listen from the shadows. That was a success! I didn't get a crew member knifed! The crew member lives! And I have a port report. Let's explore the Mourne while we're riding high. A glittering eye. You turn, and there's a long, lank brown man at your shoulder. Listen, he says, I have a story for you. Something about the graybeard compels your attention. Leave, don't look back. If once he catches your eye, you'll be lost. Or turn the situation around. No, I have stories for you, which is unlocked with a tale of terror and a Z story. I think I can get another Z story. I'm going to try this. I have stories for you, old man. Fresh from the sea, he has experienced horror and wonder, but so have you. And your tale is so much the fresher. You wrestle with each other's histories until last he concedes. Here, he says, this is where it all began. With the astronomer and the Euphrates, he whispers in your ear. I've lost a Z story, a tale of terror. I've lost 2 terror, and gained 50 fragments. Huh. I don't know if that puts me ahead or behind. Let's overhear the rumors of the pirate poet while we're here. Lies, nonsense, glimmers. Some say she's a clay man who freed herself with the power of verse. Possible. Others insist she's the personal muse of the king with 100 hearts. Unlikely. One claims she sails on a living ship made of the still screaming skulls of her victims. More sober voices mutter that no, it's an Alcleus-class vessel. Whatever the truths, few have fought her and survived to tell the tale. Only the bravest of captains risk the lonely parts of the Z where her flag is said to fly. Should I spend an afternoon at the Errant Limpet? Or should we just go? Let's try an afternoon at the Errant Limpet, just in case. Cold shoulders at the Errant Limpet. Conversation quietens as the drinkers look round. You've been here too long, and you're attracting the wrong kind of attention. Time to move on. Gotten back that terror I lost. Net even, time to go. Now, I think if I sail straight west-ish of here, that I will meet up with the canal and my supposed travel writer, but actually probably an assassin's next stop. I like this plan. Let's do that. I'll go around the south edge of the island just to make sure. Turn! Whoop, not that far. Is there a gap through here, or have I trapped myself? There is a gap through here. Massey shaft, huh? Where's the rest of them? Okay, if we sail westwards from here, we should meet up with the coast before too long. And the canal wasn't all that far south of London, so... Oh, turn off my light. I don't really want to get into fights with other ships right now. Yes, I can get interesting things, but frankly... I hate paying for hull repairs, I really do. We draw near the Cumean Canal, the way to the surface. It's through this fog bank somewhere. I'm going to try very hard to not drive directly into shore. That would be very embarrassing. Okay. I probably did not need to send out the Z-Bat. I can see the canal right there. Yanati Harbor. Here we are. Oh, the crawling stars. Lookout shouts. Far above, the false stars in the cavern roof are shifting. A rare and ominous event. What now? Record the change and assign a name. If the new shape seems well omened, your crew may be cheered. Who knows? This is a matter of luck, which I have a 50-50 chance on. Or eyes on the deck. Forbid them to look. You can't really stop them, but you can at least discourage discussion. They won't like it, but it's safer. Who needs safe? Let's try recording the change. The alarming pig. Pigs, one sailor sighs. It's always pigs. What's wrong with pigs? The bosun shakes a solemn head. Never ask about pigs at Z, he insists. I was unlucky and gained a terror. Alas. I want to know why you shouldn't ask about pigs at Z. What is the backstory on that? The Crimean Canal staging area. Here, the dark waters run down from the surface, from a brighter sea. The Crimean Canal staging area. The canal ascends through locks and gates and shadowed turns to the sunlight of the surface. Drop off the august travel writer. As before, Captain, here's the payment for bringing me here. I'll be back by nightfall. We'll talk more then. Oh, will we? Travel to the surface. The sun is dangerous to Neath dwellers like your crew, but the surface has its temptations. This needs a great deal of supplies. Listen for surface gossip. The ships of the surface linger here. This is their lifeline to a warmer place. And gather information for a port report. Many ships pass this way, but perhaps you'll pick up something they missed. Well, let's make a port report. Business as usual. The gates open and shut. The locks remain free from sabotage. If anywhere besides London is safe in all of the Intersea, it's here. The surface nations have an interest in keeping the way open. I now have a perfunctory port report. Well, let's... You know what? Before I drop him off, let's listen for surface gossip. Daylight. This would be a prime spot for a pub or wine shop, but the interests of the Echo Bazaar and the laws of London prevent it. They don't like competition. Still, there are temporary half-legal hostelries in long-moored ships. Here you trade stories with suntanned surface sailors, stories of Paris and Batavia, the Lost Fires, and the Final Isles. I now have one vision of the surface. That is worth some in Venderbite, yes. In Venderbite they're always eager for news of the surface. Alright, let's drop off the travel writer. And hope he doesn't murder anybody important. By evening bell, the travel writer sets swiftly into the port, his briefcase hanging easily at his side. In the middle of your afternoon tea, a crowd rushes by the cafe. They gather at the foot of a lamppost, gawking, shrieking, gasping. A woman is strung from the light, her face sliced like Venetian blinds. Heavens, a pale navigator whispers. Isn't she the explorer? Said she meant to plant a flag on the Z-bed? No one replies. You spy the travel writer in the crowd, frowning. I've gained 150 echo and a final request. Oh boy. The august travel writer makes a few notes in his journal as you walk back to your ship. His suit is immaculate, though his hands are ink-stained. I've one last port to visit, he says quietly. There's 200 echoes in it for you this time. Okay? A final chapter. The travel writer snaps shut his journal. I've only one last place I wish to visit, Khan's Heart. take me there whenever it is most convenient. I'll be going there eventually. I'd love to know why these people have to die, but onwards, I guess? We'll just scoot up the coast from here-ish. Although... no, I won't be going... I'll be going past Mutton Island, so I can stop in and get a port report there. But it would be a bit far to go out to that one ship. Do the fellows close to London trade Z stories for recent news? Oop, nope. Don't want none of that. Back to Quaker's Haven. Why are there so many baby crabs tonight? Okay, still not going to get the Mog. Yes, chat to the fishermen, get a port report. And that is the same as before, so I'm not going to waste the time rereading it. Let's explore the shore this time. Wander a little way along the shore from the dock. Fisherfolk, sailors, a shady couple of likely pirates, and is that a drowny down by the water's edge? They sit round a fire at the Z's edge, passing around a bottle of something viscously black. They're wagering on riddles. Will you join them? Walk away. Riddles are for children. Bet an echo on one of the simpler riddles when the fisherman is bursting to try it. That's a tough challenge that has a 33% chance of success. Seek a real challenge for 10 echoes. Here's a sardonic woman with a pair of matched knives, a silver hoop earring, and a Khanate accent. She has a real riddle. That is a 16% chance of success. Attempt one of the riddles of Pearl. At the Fathom King's feast, the guests challenge one another to answer these riddles. You need not pay the penalty they do, but you will need to stump up 100 echoes to challenge the drowny. That is a high risk with an 11% chance. Attempt one of the great riddles of Irem. Who is this in lion-colored furs at the firelight's edge? I carry one of the great riddles of Irem, she intones. Her eyes glisten. 1,000 echoes against a jewel from the pillared sea. An almost impossible challenge with only an 8% chance of success. Sure, and let's try the 33% chance. I feel like risking. I can risk it for an echo. A cat's shadow. The fisherman grumbles, but pays up. I succeeded on a 33% chance. I've gained an echo and 10 fragments. Huh. Not what I expected, but okay. I don't need any of these things. Although I suppose that I could have the drinks at the Cock and Magpie in the hopes of reducing a bit of terror For 20 echoes? Oh no, 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 no. I may have some money to throw around, but I'm still a cheapskate, darn it. Away we go. Whoop, wrong way. I want to go around this side of the island this time. Because there's a crab on the other side. Okay, I'm going to try this ship here because it's convenient and see if I can't pick up a Z story. Lightship, its clear, bright beam warms the way. Oh, yep, there we go. Speak to the crew, they long for news of home. I've lost 5 terror from that. That is awesome. And I have a Z story again. Perhaps my next trip I will take northward. See if I can't get that whatever salt it was for my informant. I am quite content with that. Onwards to London. But yes, the information was northwards up the coast to Wither, so I'm guessing that if I just go up the coast and, stop in at Venderbite and whatever, I will eventually find Wither. Oh, we didn't get a Harbour Master's message this time. Perhaps we weren't away long enough? Admiral. The Admiral was for turning in the port reports and passing on the strategic information. The Admiral sits up, though he steeples his fingers and pretends calm. Invisible eyes. He's hard to read with those glasses, but he reads the summary intently. Satisfactory, he says at last. Eminently satisfactory, actually. Good work. Take this for your trouble. The clerk will see you paid. Lost 1 strategic information, gained 150 echoes, and gotten 1 favor. Yes. Submit my port reports now. And what's the day-to-day like on those farther shores? Guiders Morn, you have something to tell us about the pirate fleets of the forest? 30 echo, 1 favor. My visit has been confirmed, and I got a fuel. The Crimean Canal. Well, if you've been there, I suppose we may as well hear about it. The fee is nominal, though. But you give me a free fuel for it. Do you? No, you don't. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. Quaker's Haven. Been trying the original rubbery lumps, have we? 5 echo. Not great, but 1 fuel. Free fuel. Free fuel is good. Ask if there's anything in particular they need. The Admiral will see you now. The Admiral deals directly with more sensitive commissions. Will he send me to the Khanate? He probably will. Ask what he needs. Information. Well, that's not helpful. Anything in particular you need, then? This port. Speak to our agent there and return. We'll see that you're rewarded. Visit the port below and return to London. You can check the details in your journal at any time. Retrieve strategic information from Frostfound in the north, which was where I was planning on going. He's not sending me to the Khanate. And Frostfound is not on my list, so let's add that. Frostfound. In the north. Very descriptive. Okay. Please don't send me to bloody Frostfound. Appeal to the Admiral's better nature. Remind him of your past services to his office. Frostfound is far away and freezing cold, and in all probability no one there will cooperate. You know, I don't actually have a problem with that. I'm fine with going to Frostfound. I was planning on going north anyway. Back to the docks. Okay. So apparently a day did not pass since the last time I was here, so the market hasn't reset. I don't have a fresh day. I can't hire on more crew. I don't believe I have anything for the scholar. No, I'm not selling him the Z story. I need that. Nope, I don't have anything for the scholar. I guess it's just refill supplies and head back on out again. And 12 seem to be serving me well for these short trips so far, but I honestly don't know how far I have to go. We'll try it this way. Can I even read the papers? I can read the papers. Oh, and that gave me extra supplies. That's even better. And that's the same flavor text. All right. Let's go. I might as well stop in at Hunter's Keep. Unless my recent news will be more valuable. You know what, I'm going to hold on to the recent news and see if there's any place else to spend it. Have I explored along this coast? Not really. Nope, don't want anything to do with that. It's still got the question mark next to the exclamation point. I think it didn't actually spot me. But yes, I have this memory of the surface to sell. I have that restaurant that was recommended. I was told that there is an interesting ship here. Okay. As usual, we will gather gossip first. Generate our nice little port report here. Free fuel. And let's visit the certain little restaurant. A corkscrewed street. At the twisty tip of an odd little side street, welcoming yellow light blooms from the gilt-lettered windows of a restaurant. The sign reads, "Vengeance of Jonah." A beefy tomb colonist bustles up. A grey mustache poses impertinently out from under his bandages. "Come in, come in!" A bandaged fishman at vendor bites seeks passage with a Z-captain sympathetic to intrepid cuisine. "I've found the vengeance of Jonah, and I've lost a terror." The Vengeance of Jonah. It's a cramped little place, but much better lit than most places in the tomb colonies. The scents of the dishes are multitudinous and extraordinary. Are they good? They might be. They might be good. It's difficult to tell. Alright, sample today's special. The food here is exceptional. You need not fear poisoning or boredom. Definitely not boredom. This is usually a more effective way of reducing terror than purchasing a dusty glass of wine, and will also reduce hunger. It's a matter of luck. I have a 60% chance on that one, and it would cost 60 echoes. Offer a strange catch. The Vengeance of Jonah is liberal in its approach to edibility. They will pay a small fee and return some of the material to you as supplies. This is also a matter of luck, with a 50-50 chance if I had a strange catch, which I don't. Or I can recruit the Bandage Poissonnier. The Bandage Poissonnier has long wished to travel, but you'll need to outfit the galley to his exacting standards. This will recruit him as a cook. It will cost 300 echo. You know what? Let's go for it. I had him as a cook before. It was fun. Let's do it again. Avid enthusiasm. Ah, my captain, the things we will catch, that we will consume, that we will experience. We will discover the seventh sensation, you and I, the taste that one tastes with the heart. You there, sailor, careful with the brazen alembic. It's worth more than your wretched soul. I have a cook. He gives me hearts and pages, and I cannot complain about that. Alright, let's speak to him. My captain, come into my little galley. Mind that pot of sauce. It is, vigorous in the extreme. Yes, we have a good triumvirate going here. That's a good plan there, Green. I don't know how well it will work, but I like it. Dine with the no, my captain, you shall dine with me. It is unlocked with one supply, a mutter salt, a strange catch. Well, I'm going to have the mutter salt soon, hopefully, but a strange catch, I think that's going to require killing one of the adult crabs or one of the eels, and this ship is definitely not up to that battle, even when its hull is at full. Perhaps not, then. Okay. I could replace 12 supplies with 12 tomb colonists, but I'm not doing that because that is all of my supplies. Let's explore the city. Let's do that. Monumental Ruins. The builders of this place worked with great slabs of neath-wall stone, carved with blank-eyed, unsmiling faces and blocky, stoic serpents. Ho-ho. Search warily. The Neath is rarely gentle. Treat this place as enemy territory. This is a tough challenge with a 33% chance of success. Or picnic. Creepers climb the shattered pyramid. An owl blinks at you from an idol's mouth. In the undergrowth, a cave lizard munches decorously on a white cricket. This place seems peaceful. Rest a while. Oh no. Well, I think actually they might get along, because I think they both would understand the "don't touch my knives" of each other. This will cost a supply, or I could go for the challenge. I'll take the challenge. Only shadows. This place was deserted long ago. You find traces of guilt on a shattered altar, remnants of vermilion paint on a rotting ritual mask. Nothing else. I failed in the challenge and gained a terror. I got one fragment. But, nobody died. I could go for a dusty glass of wine, but I don't think so. And I'm definitely not doing the tour. All of my supplies, no way. Okay. My painkillers have kicked in enough that I think I can finish out the stream. So, northwards. Northwards along the shore. Oh no, it's one of those fat bergs. Please don't see me, please don't see me. Can you see? I don't know. I don't want to fight that thing. It looks like it has a lot more hit points than my hull. Discovered Censor's Arch. Quite. Let's just squeeze ourselves in between these here. Oh! We've found 2 ports. Okay, we'll hit Codex first and then that other one. Oh, the crawling stars. Again. The lookout shouts. Far above, the false stars in the cavern roof are shifting. A rare and ominous event. What now? I'm going to try the 50-50 chance again. It's pigs again. Alas. Why is it always pigs? The Isle of Codex. Codex, a desperate cave full of mute exiles and an inexplicable colony of shivering, bad-tempered monkeys. Acquire a doomed monster hunter. This one has waited all her life for a single answer. Give her that answer and she will be ready to lay down her life. It's unlocked with a searing enigma. Interesting. Compile a port report. No one will speak. This is a challenge. Silently forthright. The exiles see many come, fewer leave. I forgot to sell my memory of the surface when I was in Venderbite. And I forgot to check the ships. Good thing I'm going back that way. Some are even willing to communicate, but their gestures are unfamiliar, the meanings unclear. Even when you can understand, these are answers without questions, as useless as a key without a lock. Well, I have a port report anyway. That is all here unless there's a store. There is a store, my goodness. Well, if I'm desperate, I know where to come. We're going to go slowly while we deke around this way. There we go. And in the hopes that that thing has moved on, we'll just try to sneak our way over to this other port here. Which I'm going to have to do an interesting UE to get into. Please don't notice me. Oh, it's Wither! Okay, this is Wither. Wither, a chilly city beside a waste of salt. The House of the Question. Northwest of Wither Town, the House of the Question stands alone. Or, Wither, behind the great arch over the bay, the pale wastes stretch, white and silent as the face of the moon. From here, you might almost imagine they were snow. North of the city, the salt pools fizz with unlikely color. Explore the town. Wither is a quiet, chilly town of grey stone and closed courtyards. The people are neither exactly unfriendly nor exactly hospitable. They have the irritating habit of answering a question with a question. Here and there are odd sights tucked away. Gather intelligence. The citizens of Wither enjoy questions, so much so that they always answer a question with another question. This can make intelligence gathering frustrating. Or shore leave in Wither. The folk of Wither are quiet and sly and mystical. They subsist on cave fish and the dust-burrowing beasts of the waste. Their beer, however, is adequate. Let's explore the town to gather intelligence to generate the port report. Are you asking for any particular reason? At what time of day? Is that your hat? Might it be 6? It could be 6. Eventually you cobble together enough implication and supposition to compose a report. Alright, let's explore the town. A contest of riddles again. Fisherfolk sailors, a shady couple of likely pirates, and is that a drownie? Yep, this is the same as previous. Sure, oh, this has a 37% chance now. Let's try the 1 echo for a simple riddle. Why not? A whale's eye? The fisherman chuckles and pounds the ground with his fist. City folk, he crows. City folk, pay up. That's a failure. Lost the echo. And what does that leave? Shore leave or the House of the Question? Let's check out the House of the Question. Northwest of Withertown, the House of the Question stands alone. Here, the initiates of the house make offerings to the 3 gods of the deep sea, and perhaps a 4th who is not a god. It's the one place in Wither where you can sometimes get a straight answer, for a price. Gaining the attention of a god is useful chiefly for lifting curses. I don't believe I'm under a curse. Gain stone's attention. A flame burns eternally in the shrine of stone, bright god of home and healing. Bring fuel for her flame and a token from the south where she rules. Gain salt's attention. The walls around Salt's shrine are written over with tales. Bring it a story. I only have 1 story and I need it. Ask about the drowned man. The initiates of the house are reluctant to speak of him, but you may be able to bribe them enough to gain a few tenuous snippets. 100 echo, my goodness. Defy the gods, spit on the floor, curse the priests, overturn an altar. This will increase your iron and hearts by 5 each, up to 110, and set your terror to 0, but you will never be able to remove any god's curse or benefit in certain other ways. I will attempt to remember that, but I make no guarantees. Shops. Fortune and fortune, purveyors of white coke and mutter salt, payment in stores. Oh, it costs 5 stories for salt? No! The Hunter's Cage. A sign reads, "Bones, please." The proprietor will sell you beast meat for stories or buy your ivory. Oh boy. Interestingly, he sells supplies for tales of terror. While that's handy, I mean, my previous life I just accumulated a lot of tales of terror and had no idea what to do with them. But, the figurehead of the Eater of Names. This weird skull once adorned the worm-drawn priest barge of the Killinate. Huh. Well, that's very unfortunate. I need more stories. I'm very disappointed in myself now. I thought it would be a story for assault. I feel very foolish now. I am going to try to explore a little further. Hopefully without getting the thing there's attention. I mean, I'm fairly certain Frostfound is supposed to be up here somewhere. Please don't notice me. Please don't notice me. It uses up more fuel, but I really feel like the light would be useful for this. This must be Void's approach. The air crackles with frosty radiations. To the north, the false stars fall in the darkness. Or sorry, fail in the darkness. Oh my. Well, let's just pause the ship here and send out the bat. No islands within the bat's range. Restless nights. In the watches of the night, you pad softly past the hatch to the crew quarters. A man cries out softly in his sleep, desperately. Another. Inquire about their dreams the next morning. What did they see? That's a tough challenge, with only a 37% chance of success. Or ignore them. The captain can't be seen to take these things seriously. Let's ignore that. Silence at the breakfast table. The crew is subdued as they take their meals, but all is quiet in the next watch. Lost one terror, yay. What's this? This is definitely a place of some sort. The Chapel of Lights. a very dark place to have a chapel of light. Do you hear music? Furtive faithful gather in the shadows between the many, many candles. A bell tolls in the chapel tower. Cracked iron laughter. Beware, this aisle is full of voices. Eat of the chapel's bounty. A smiling priest unlocks the door of the storehouse for you. Here, he says, eat, but take nothing away with you. Give a nightmare to the well. The well drinks color, the smiling priest whispers. The well drinks dreams, and the well is always thirsty. This will reduce your nightmare's strength, but also scar you permanently and increase your wounds by 1. 3 wounds will kill you. Gather intelligence. What occurs here between the darkness and light? Or attend a service at the chapel. The great bell tolls. The few and ragged faithful gather for St. Arthur's lesson. Bring your offerings. That's a straightforward challenge with a 92% chance of success. Locked with 5 supplies. Oh dear. Let's generate a port report. A smiling priest in a red cassock tends the chapel. The congregation are shy of light. They come and go in little ships, and it's strangely difficult to count them. Perhaps some of them are imaginary. Still, you note the name of a ship or two. Interesting. You know what? Let's try. Let's try eating of the chapel's bounty. Rich and red, they have shark steaks plucked from the sea, thin slices of cavern tuna translucent and delicate as paper, little crimson cakes flavored with cinnamon and coated with poppy seeds, tomatoes impossibly ripe and sweet so far from the surface. Gorge yourself, leave with the juices dripping from your chin. I have lost 4 hunger, the new total is 0. I don't currently have a nightmare to give to the well, and I am not willing to spend the majority of what is left of my supplies. So, unless do they have stores? They have no stores. I think I will head back towards Venderbite. Things are getting low. So if we swing southwest, perhaps a little close to the shoreline there. If we go kinda this way, we're heading kinda straight towards Venderbite, I think. This is a very dark and empty sea. There is quite a lot of darkness. Boreal reach. Is this snow? Touch it, it puffs to vapor. Your crew huddles close to the warmth of pipe and funnel. I think there's probably a port around here somewhere. Perhaps straight ahead? There's definitely one of those things straight ahead. It's as fast as the ship. I definitely don't want to engage one of those in combat. Oh, and there are bats. I would prefer to avoid the bats. I'm apparently not going to be avoiding the bats. Darn it, I missed! Leave my hull alone. I choose to reduce terror. Dispose those corpses. Lost 1 terror. Yay. Back into the city. I can probably call the all clear now, can't I? Okay, so in the shops, the Hollow Temple buys Visions of the Surface for 15 coin. Absolutely. And I was advised to look at the shipyard. Lakotha-class steam yacht. A vessel for diplomats, merchants, and wealthy spies. Huh. Interesting. It costs 1 deed to a steam yacht, which I don't have. That's not a half-bad ship, though. I don't know where one gets a deed to a steam yacht, but... The tomb colony, well, let's explore. An unorthodox technology. Sweeter scents draw you into a shop which sells candles, lilac, lavender, honey. You fall into a discussion of their manufacture with the shopkeeper. Yes, she says, proudly displaying her missing arm. We render ourselves to good end. Oh, don't look like that. Our fats are of a finer quality than any other, and we grow tired of our bodies down here. Gained 1 tale of terror. Gained 1 terror that I lost by fighting the bats. Got 10 fragments, and that's it, I guess. Why does everybody want me to be terrified? That is the question. Why does everybody tell me their horror stories in the most literal sense? More bats. More bats. I don't want to deal with bats. No bats. I am heading this way because I'd like to hit the demo islands. That is, if I can, you know, find my way to it. There it is. This doesn't get me much, but it should get me another free fuel. Compile the port report. One port report. You know, tea with the factor went well for us last time. Let's do that again. Yep, lost 2 terror, gained 1 supply. All for nothing but a bit of time. I'm not going to gather supplies this time. I should hopefully be able to make it back to London on this. One hopes. I keep checking the map because, you know, I keep remembering where things were in my previous life. What I want to do is skim past these bats and Hunter's Keep and hit the lightship to pick up another Tale of the Z. Almost there. Burning blue. A hiss of horror from the lookout. The glim lamp at the front of the ship is sputtering and arcing, fizzing with blue light. I don't even have it on! Even as you watch, the blue fades, but it's not a good omen. Attempt to calm them. There's a perfectly natural explanation. This is a low-risk challenge, which I have an 88% chance of success, or I can spin them a story. Ah, now, any lubber knows what a blue light means. That costs me a Z story. I'm going to take the challenge. Light meets dark. The darkness underneath is more than the absence of light. It's a physical presence which distorts the shape of the world. Your light melts the darkness, restores sanity to the world. You explain something of this to your sailors. It's not the first time they've heard it, but they seem slightly less nervous. That's a success. Gained a fragment for some reason. Okay, there's the keep. So if I go around the southward edge of this island... Oh, yep, there it is, there it is. The lightship. Give them news of home in exchange for some Z stories. Thank you. Lost 5 terror too. That's nice. And back to London we go. This is going to get a little close on the fuel, but it's not going to be a horror show, at least. And park. The revenue men. Her Enduring Majesty's Customs Service works closely with both the Ministry of Public Decency and the Masters of the Bazaar. Today they have selected you for an inspection. Don't cheek them. Let them do their worst. You have nothing to hide. This will also reduce your suspicion, if your suspicion is 5 or more. Declare all controlled goods. Pay the customs duty on any untaxed souls or romantic literature you're carrying. Surrender any smuggled sunlight. This will also reduce your suspicion, if suspicion is 5 or more. I only have 1! Talk your way out of the search. Today's duty officer is a patriot. Perhaps you can claim you're an Admiralty business? Or set something aside. They needn't know about every little trinket you have. This is a very chancy challenge, which I don't need to do because I'm not carrying anything illegal. So, let them do their worst. Vexed and frustrated, they roam your deck like wolves. They tear through your belongings like termites. At last, they leave. And my suspicion has not changed because I only had 1. Alright, let's collect messages from the Harbour Master, since apparently this time I was away long enough. Something has changed underneath. Someone wants to sign on. The blind bruiser attends to business on the dock. I have a free evening, and the Rose Market has opened up again. A little proposal. Good evening, Captain, and what a marvelous evening it is, if you don't mind my saying so, and given it is my impression you are an obliging sort, I imagine you will not mind at all. And since you are so very obliging, perhaps you wouldn't mind making a little detour via Mount Palmerston with a few articles of cargo, if you happen to be in the area? The cheery man will of course cover your expenses for this trifling inconvenience. Alright, accept the commission. It is only, after all, a trifling inconvenience. Ask if there's another task you could perform. I see you are hesitant. Perhaps you find Mount Palmerston unbearable, and who could blame you? Well, if you have the vinegar, there's another matter which you might be able to assist me with. Or refuse the commission entirely. Your hold is full. Your affairs are complex. Mount Palmerston is far away and full of devils. Let's accept the commission. If you would be so kind to deliver this little gift to our friends in Mount Palmerston, then they will see we gets to hear about it, and when you come back we'll cover your expensive. Bon voyage, as my aunt, who was French by birth, if not by inclination, used to like to say. Mount Palmerston is generally somewhere northeast of London, which is already on my list from previous. I now have 1 unstamped crate of brilliant souls, and I have agreed to smuggle. Heh. Alright, let's check out Roser's Wharf and see what people are buying now. A tattooed courier will pay well for a consignment of scintillac. Her skin is crowded with bright ink. Her smile is cocky. A starving poet is looking for solace fruit. I sold a sonnet, he exclaims, jangling a pocketful of echoes. Or I can reset the market. No, I'm okay with this. This is fine. To the Admiral. So let's submit some port reports. Vendor bite. 10 echo and a fuel. Whither? I refuse to ask any questions. I don't want to give them the satisfaction. Gained 20 echo. 1 favor. My visit has been confirmed and another fuel. The Chapel of Lights. There's something about the Untersee that breeds heresy and dissent. I rather think we might need to send the Bishop of Southwark out for a good bit of Christian shouting. Alright, that's 20 echo, 1 favor, and a fuel. And of course an accomplishment. Codex, exiled for giving answers. That's Wither for you. Anything new? 20 echo, a fuel, a favor, and an accomplishment. Yay. You've been to Demo's Gate. 20 echo and a fuel. I've already been there, so no more favor. That's all the port reports. Let's go. Now, I'm just going to go to my lodgings to read the morning papers. Alright. Lost a terror, gained news, got a supplies. Looking good. Let's see. Let's have a look at the recruits that are available. We have a Carnelian exile. Captain, I know the way. Let me show you. The exile's a first officer who increases mirrors and pages. Ooh, that sounds good. And that's 50 echo for that one. We have an officer, Maybe's daughter. At the end of the rotting dock, a woman perches on a suitcase. Both she and the suitcase are noticeably cleaner than everything else in view. Hello, where are you headed? On second thoughts, I don't mind. Can I come aboard? Yes, I'm an engineer, but I'm an engineer in a hurry. Maybe's daughter is an engineer who increases veils, iron, and engine power for 30 echoes. Or there's the desperate sailor. I am going for the engine power. I'm going to take Maybe's daughter. I'm going to have 2 mystery daughters on crew. For 30 echo. Welcome aboard. If anyone comes looking for me, well, I'm not accepting callers. Can I trust you to pass that on? You don't want them distracting me from my duties. I now have 1 Maybe's daughter, who I paid 30 echo. Let's get her in there. Oh, that's cute. She's so cute. A smile, a wink, a butterfly tattoo, an intense and detailed knowledge of weaponry and engines. You know, I'm going to pretend that underneath all those bandages, the chef is a very handsome man, and I can still have the pretty crew. Let's talk to her. Speak to Maybe's daughter. Perhaps you don't entirely trust her, but she keeps the engines turning, and she's hard to dislike. Oh, and she increases veils. Nice. I have 5 secrets. I should increase some things. Invite her to dine. That's a lovely idea. How about a fish dinner? I do have quite particular tastes in fish. 1 supply and a strange catch, huh? Okay, she does veils. He does hearts. She does iron. And this is locked. And she also does hearts, so I have 2 people who increase my hearts. I wonder if I get a heart from her, will that increase my whatever it is with her enough to be able to talk to her about her father? I will try. The best way to extract a secret is to offer one in return. Exchange. It's a straight trade, one of your best discoveries for one of hers. It's not hard to drive the bargain. She sits back after dinner and tells you this. Most people think that the hard part of surgery is finding what's wrong and taking it out, but any fool could do that. A ship's cook with a cleaver can have that part of the job. The hard part is cutting so you can sew it all back up again afterwards. And she demonstrates on a shark fin, leaving it in better condition than it started. Alas, that has not increased whatever it is I need. Clattery heart. Huh. Well, I guess I need to visit more ports to unlock things with her. It's a pity I don't have anyone who can increase my mirrors. I don't entirely mind, though. And 100% chance of success for carousing in Wolfstaff docks. Let's do that. We need to reduce some terror. Plus, I've got that locket. Let's see what happens. A marvelous night out. Sea shanties, fine food, and the warmth of a pub fire. And something more. Lost 5 terror, lost 30 echo. My goodness. That night in Wolfstack, you find yourself sharing a table with someone whose name you do not afterwards recall. Your only love is the Z. You'll take comfort where you can find it, but that's all it is. Or the dapper chap. It's not such a coincidence, he protests. I had to meet a ship from home. Another one. His eyes meet yours. But it's good to see you. Oh, let's continue with this. I've not actually pursued a romance in this game ever. I mean, I had an affair with the clattery heir in my previous life, but that went precisely nowhere. The dapper chap. Something more. Shared warmth, new memories. It's harder to say goodbye this time. I've lost 10 terror. I'm now only nervous. And there's something has occurred. There's something new. Interesting. I could repair the ship, but I'm still cheap, so I'm not going to. We're going shopping. Actually, come to think of it, what's in the Wolfstack Exchange? Oh, it's all there. They're all buying. Oh, they're selling Dark Drop coffee beans because I don't need it anymore. I could buy spider silk for 100 each. Didn't this dude want spider silk? He wants 21 bolts of spider silk. And he's offering 1,500 for it. That's not a good exchange, buying it here. That's not going to be happening. So, we are going to need a pile of fuel and supplies if we're going to be going north again, which we are. Okay. I am hoping that that will be enough. Maybe. when it comes down to it, I did not make it very far into the north before I had to turn around. So I think the best plan would be to hit Venderbite and then go like on the diagonal northeast into this area and up further north. But it is past midnight, which means that that is a problem for future Foxwine, not for today's Foxwine. So, this is where I will be calling it a night, before we leave London and before we possibly cause the smile to fade on our brand new engineer. Future Foxwine has a bunch of stuff ahead of her, but that is absolutely future Foxwine's problem and not mine. Not my problem. As a friend of mine says, not my circus, not my monkeys. At least not yet. Anyway, if folks are wondering how things got to where they are, and why I keep talking about past lives, all of the previous episodes of Try Not to Die Thursday, both of Sunless Sea and of the other games that I've played for Try Not to Die Thursday, Oxygen Not Included, Darkest Dungeon, and Lost Epic, are available on my YouTube channel. Which will hopefully explain how the heck I got to the situation that I am currently in Sunless Sea. But given that it's Sunless Sea, may just end up confusing people even more. Which I kind of hope for in its own way. Next stream, Green. I mean, I will be back again on Sunday night at 10 p.m. where I will be playing Disco Elysium. If you want to make me sing-song my way through that game for 5 minutes, you can use your channel points then. It's on there. I will do it. Don't redeem it now. I'll just refund you. That's no fun because hopefully there's not 5 minutes left on this one. But yes, on Sunday I will be streaming again starting at 10 p.m. Disco Elysium, where I will be vigorously not investigating the murder mystery that is the central part of the plot, because I am avoiding doing that until after I get my gun back. So, I will be getting a gun back. You can't make me sing for 10 minutes a stream, Ark. That is not possible. And then, after that, I will be back again on Wednesday at as close to 7 p.m. as we can get people together and a room started for Among Us with a group of my local writer friends. And then Sunless Sea will return again for Try Not to Die Thursday, next Thursday at 7:30 p.m., where I will apparently be sailing north until there isn't a north to sail to anymore. At least that's the general idea. Well, I don't want to continue the main story without my gun, Ark. I need my gun. I set a limit to how many times people can request me to sing in one stream, Ark. I did plan ahead on this one. You can make me do a sing-song for 5 minutes. But only so many times a stream. You'll just have to spend your channel points on one of the other things, like some of the sound effects that I set up, maybe. I'd say you could unlock emotes, but unfortunately there's only the one emote, but you already unlocked it by subscribing. Go you! But there are sound effects. There's a lovely victory sound and such, and actually there's 2 different kinds of victory sound, because that's the kind of sound effect I set up for that one. Well, you can collect that many points, but you can only spend them across so many streams. I didn't want to have to sing for an entire stream just because somebody sat on their channel points for too long, you see. And there is, of course, the word interdict as well. Oh, green. Oh, green. I'm sure that all of you can collude and find out exactly how many times maximum I set for you to be able to do that per stream. I'm sure that all of you can get together for that. I'm not going to tell you. I would not do them both at the same time, Ark. If they are both redeemed, I will do whatever one is won first, and then I would do the other one. I would not do them simultaneously. I am human. I am not a robot. I am sure you will. However, you're going to have to make your plans offline because I must go and get ready for bed and stuff because I have things to do tomorrow. I have another job and I'm going to have to be conscious for it. It's fun. So, I had a pretty fun night with this, despite the headache. Very much despite the headache. It's a nasty one. I also want to lie down for that one. And I hope that everyone else had fun tonight as well. And I hope you continue to have fun. And I wish you good night.